What's up guys, Andy here, back at you with another 4K video. Today's going to be a video follow-up to the Nintendo Switch third-party support. Now if you remember correctly, last time I spoke about Capcom, and this time I want to shift gears and focus on a Japanese from a Japanese company to a Western company. So I'm going to talk about Bethesda today. Now Bethesda was one of those companies that a lot of people didn't really expect will back up the Switch, because they've never really supported Nintendo consoles in the past. Like even during the days of the Wii, where it sold really well, they pretty much just ignored it. Like they just went on just release games on PS3 and 360. So it really surprised people that they were actually willing to back the Switch. Now of course it wasn't a new game or anything like that. When they first announced it was just Skyrim, and it was strictly just only that. So for me, I literally just thought, hey, you know what, maybe Skyrim is going to be the only thing that we're going to be getting, right? Like there's going to be nothing more out of it. They're not going to do anything until they see the sales of Skyrim first. But then they shocked a lot of people when during one of the Nintendo Directs they actually talk about, hey, you know what, Skyrim isn't the only thing we've got. We've got Doom, which was a fairly recent game back during the time of its announcement. It only came out 1 year prior to the announcement. And then the other game that they announced was Wolfenstein, which was a game that at the point of the announcement it wasn't even out yet. Of course now that's been out and it's a couple of months old, and the Switch version still hasn't seen the light of day. So hopefully it will come out in the next couple of months, hopefully before summer. But that was a lot of faith for Bethesda to actually, like, you know, put games out on a console that they literally at that point didn't even know whether or not if it's actually going to be a success. Of course now it's proven that Switch is very successful, it's selling very, very well. It's broken sales record, like, you know, left and right. So obviously now companies are like, oh, okay, cool, like we really should put like more games on there. So what could we actually expect from Bethesda in the future? Could we actually expect more games from them, or is this kind of like already it? Now of course the question just kind of goes down to were they satisfied with the sales of Skyrim and Doom? Of course Wolfenstein isn't out yet, so we wouldn't even know. But like, how much does these existing two games have to sell in order for Bethesda to consider it like, oh, it's okay, we made enough profit off of it, and like, you know, we're confident that we could, like, you know, make more if we put more games out on this thing? Because as far as I know, yeah, I checked VG charts, which, yes, it's not the most reliable source when it comes to checking sales of a game, because 9 out of 10 times they usually undertrack sales by quite a bit. But just going by what I can see from VG charts, the version on the Switch of Skyrim has at least, I think, sold around 500,000. So in reality it probably have sold more. And Doom, it's under 500,000, I believe. So it just begs the question, obviously, at this point yet, is that considered enough? Like, you know, did Bethesda actually make a profit out of it, or did the porting process for Iron Galaxy to bring, like, you know, Skyrim to the Switch, or like, you know, for Panic Button to bring Doom to the Switch, did it actually cost more than that? Of course we don't really know, but that's why I wanted to do this video before the Nintendo Direct happens tonight, because I'm actually kind of curious, is that will Bethesda actually making any more announcements, or is it just gonna, because I have a feeling we probably will see for the first time how Wolfenstein runs on the Switch, and to me I think it's probably going to be more or less the same as how Doom was. So I think if you were happy with the way how Doom looked and the way how it played, then you should be happy with how Wolfenstein 2 looked. If it looks even better, then hey, great job. Like, it just means Panic Button has learned from Doom and have like made even further improvements. But what I personally want from Bethesda, like, you know, later on, again, assuming that they were happy with the sales, that Doom and Skyrim was considered profitable for them to actually make more games, yeah, because I'm not really expecting Bethesda to put out any huge, not huge games, but like games that they have maybe in development right now that is like planned towards PS4 and Xbox One. I'm not really expecting those to be, like, you know, announced coincide with the Switch as well. Like, you know, maybe we'll expect to see a Switch version somewhere down the line. It's just at this point, yeah, when it comes to really big name third-party developers, I'm kind of like expecting more from ports from them, rather than, like, you know, these games that, oh, it's going to release simultaneously on all three consoles. For games like Mega Man 11, that kind of stuff, it's not that hard for it to release on every console because it's not graphically demanding. It seems like it's a game that could possibly be on every system with a worldwide release date. So, but if they've got something like, say, like the next Fallout or something like that, or the next Elder Scrolls, I really doubt it's going to come out on the Switch. I just want to be obviously realistic with the way how third parties have always been on Nintendo consoles, although I do expect them to improve, obviously, like because the Switch is selling so well right now. But as far as what realistic like the kind of expectation I expect from Bethesda is that they'll probably port some of their old games over, like Evil Within, Prey, and like maybe Dishonored as well, like if that's possible for them to do that, because if they could port Doom, I think Dishonored shouldn't and Prey shouldn't be too difficult. And the Evil Within, especially the first one, it was available on PS3 as well as Xbox One, so I don't necessarily think those are going to be difficult. The Evil Within 2 might be a bit more tricky because it's somewhat a semi-open world, but graphically I didn't really think it's that much difference, so maybe they'll be able to do that as well. And potentially maybe Fallout 4 as well, and that's only because I've heard Fallout 4 originally was intended to be on the PS3 and the Xbox 360, so if it was intended for that, then I think it does kind of explain how the game overall looks, because Fallout 4, while I've heard from a lot of my friends that the gameplay is totally solid, still like, you know, really amazing, but the looks of it does feel like somewhat of a last gen game, they said, like, especially when it comes to animations and stuff. But I myself have never played it, so I can't really judge, but I'm just basing on what my friends have said. But yeah, that's pretty much what I'm expecting from Bethesda's down the line, assuming that they were happy with all of their sales. And if they are, yeah, I definitely hope they will keep venturing off with Nintendo, because I've played Doom and I've actually double dipped it because I've originally bought it on the Xbox One, played it, loved it, and like, you know, moved on. And then when I heard there's a port come in, and the idea that I could play this amazing game on, like, you know, portable, that I could take it anywhere with me, that was just a very good selling point. As a matter of fact, I've actually blown more hours on the Switch version than I actually did on the Xbox One version. So it just goes to show that frame rate, while important, but because I didn't really felt like there was that much sacrifice that was put onto the Switch version. Like, obviously, it has to be like compromised in certain ways, and there's no way to stop it because the specs are just not the same. So there's nothing really you could do about that. But in terms of the way how it plays, how it handles, I still love it, and I'm pretty sure I'm going to love Wolfenstein 2 because I haven't bought it yet, like I've said before. So hopefully, if this one is a competent port, I'll be buying this one as well. So I expect to see more support from Bethesda if they obviously are going to be keeping their support with the Switch as the Switch's life cycle goes on. Like, you know, if they got more new games, or even if they were happy to do something like similar to what Ubisoft has done, like maybe make a game that is exclusively geared towards the Switch itself, like Kingdom Battle, for example, then hey, that would be great. I doubt that will happen because Bethesda doesn't seem like a company that they are interested in making a game just for a single console. So that probably is just a wishful thinking, but who knows, like, you know, anything could happen. I never actually expect Nintendo will be willing to hand over Mario to, like, you know, Ubisoft, but then again, Kingdom Battle turned out to be amazing and I really loved it, so anything's possible. But anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching once again. If you like this video, consider subscribing and give it a like. If not, you can hit a dislike. I would love to hear what you guys think as well, so comment below and let me know what you guys personally would really like to see from Bethesda, or do you see their relationship keep going strong, or you felt like, you know, it's just kind of like a one-time kind of thing, and that after Wolfenstein 2 we might not see anything. But anyway, let me know in the comment section below. As always, guys, this is Andy from 4K Downtime signing off. Have a good one.